Hey, the YouTube fans, Mike Palumbo. You know, I do a lot of videos about the more esoteric stuff I do as a traffic ticket defense lawyer. Um, the more interesting, the more complex things that I do. But in this video, I just want to make a very basic video about speeding tickets and why it's so important to fight them. So a speeding ticket in New York State is under Vehicle and Traffic Law 1180, and there's a bunch of subsections. B and D are very similar. They're just regular speeding tickets. One implies that you were on a state road where the speed limit was 55. I think it's 1180B. 1180D just means you were not on a roadway where the speed limit was 55. They're really just the same. And the way it works with all speeding tickets are a speeding ticket for 10 miles an hour or less is 3 points. Between 11 and 20 miles per hour is 4 points. Between 21 and 30 miles an hour is 6 points. Between 31 and 40 miles an hour is 8 points. And 41 miles an hour or more over the speed limit is 11 points and a mandatory suspension. So once you hit 11 points in any 18-month period, the DMV suspends you. So you certainly want to avoid that. Now, a lot of times someone has an excessive speed in New York City. What I tell them to do is do defensive driving class now. You get a 4-point credit towards potential suspensions. So if you're found guilty as charged, you'll only be counting 7 points for suspension purposes, not 11, and that's one way of avoiding the suspension. But it's important to fight speeding tickets because unless it's a 3-point ticket, 10 miles an hour or less, it's going to be a major insurance merit system violation. It's just going to be really bad or worse. They trigger insurance increases, and in some insurance companies, even a very minor speed ticket will trigger an insurance increase. Another reason why you always want to fight a speeding ticket is because if you get 3 speeding convictions in 18 months, regardless of how many points it is, they revoke your driving privileges for at least 6 months. So if you get 3-point speeding tickets in an 18-month period, even though it's less than 10 points, it's less than 11 points, they revoke your driving privileges. So that's another reason why you want to avoid a speeding ticket. A lot of times I'll get a guy doing an 8 or 11-point speed, and they'll offer a 3-point speed, and I call the prosecutor up, and I'm like, look, can we convert it to a 3-point lane change? I always want my clients to be out of speed. Most times they'll do it. Sometimes they're like, no, we're going to hold them to speeding. So there's also 1180C and F. One of them, I can't remember which one is which. One of them is school zone. One of them is work zone. Again, very similar to each other, just they have different subsections. And the thing with speeding in a school zone or a work zone, the points aren't doubled, but the fines are doubled, and it causes a bigger problem with your insurance. So if you get a speeding in a school or a work zone, you always want to fight it, and you're trying to get 2 things: out of speed, and then, well, if you're out of speed, like if it goes from a 4-point speed to a 0-point parking ticket or a 2-point fail-obey traffic control device, you're also out of the work zone or the school zone. But if you can't get your client out of work zone or school zone, out of speed, you at least want to get them down to a regular speed. You don't want to plead your client guilty from a 6-point school zone to a 3-point school zone. If you're going to do it, you want to take them from a 6-point school zone to a 3-point, a regular 3-point speed, so the fines aren't doubled. And school and work zone tickets cause an amplifying problem with your insurance as well. The vast majority of the times we're successful in just getting it from a speeding school or work zone speed to like a parking ticket or at least a fail-obey traffic control device 2-point ticket. And if we can't, we always manage to get them out of school or work zone. I can't remember the last time I had to just please someone down and stay within the school or work zone. So there you have it. Always fight a speeding ticket in New York State. It's VTL 1180. You definitely want to fight it. You never want to plead guilty even to just a very minor speeding ticket. You at least want to be out of speed. If you're going to do a 3-point speed, you'd rather do a 3-point lane change. Mike Palumbo, and thanks for watching.